Well, good morning and Happy New Year, as this is the first I've been out doing a vlog in January. I have been out fishing, doing the odd day session, but over here the weather's been so poor, there's just been no point switching the camera on to get waterlogged. I'm just down on my local Syndicate water. You've seen me here once or twice before. It's handy enough, only being just over a mile from the house, so it means nobody can really stop me travelling down. It is a work day, but obviously I'm working from the bank. I have lessons to be doing, and I'm using my laptop with an internet connection at certain times. Everything's scheduled to go, so working from the bank is actually very easy. It's not much different to me being at home, in case anyone thinks that I am skiving. But we're down here. I have 3 rods out on spots. I'll show you later on in terms of the sort of rigs and presentations that I'm using, but everything quite straightforward. I have 1 Ronnie rig out with a yellow pop-up. I have 2 wafter rigs out, one with a fluoro pink wafter. It's a Vitalac wafter, cork dust wafter. It's overbalanced so that it's literally just slow sinking onto the deck. So it's acting like a bottom bait, but it slow sinks down to that point. There is a reasoning behind that. When I first got here and I set up on the peg, I literally kept the old rigs on one of my rods and cast out to the clipped up spot. And on my retrieve, you know, bringing a steady retrieve in so that the lead's not hitting the bottom again. Some leaves and debris were stuck around the hook and around the hook point, so I knew, obviously with the trees, the way they're sitting now, they're in their full winter plumage, or lack of, should I say, and what you'll find is a lot of those leaves will have sank to the bottom, so causing issues. And even any fish coming and stirring up that bottom with something overly heavy, all that leaves and detritus could blow on top, where the rig will probably lift and come back down. Now I've used a suppler hook link material. Just I've got a feeling that sometimes those stiffer hook links, although they're very good for self-resetting, have spooked the odd fish, so I'm just trying something a bit different today. But what I will do later in the video, I'll show you the spots that I am fishing, and I'll show you those rigs. But as I said, the main reasoning behind doing what I'm doing is literally because if I had put bottom baits out there, I just wouldn't be sitting confident, knowing with all this time of year the amount of debris on the bottom of the lake, it wouldn't be useful. Now, that said, I did cast it out with the hook just to get sort of a feeling for the bottom, but I did send the rigs out with a boat, and the reason for that is I sent the bait boat out. One, I could use the echo sounder. Sorry, there's ducks splashing up beside me there. I used the echo sounder to get the depth that I wanted, and in actual fact, the last time that I was here, I had only recently got that RT4, the latest one that I have, and I was able to put some saved positions in, and I was able to use those today with the autopilot, which was an absolute gift once I got the hang of it. But it got me into the depth of water that I was looking, and actually on the right hand rod, between the right and left hand rod, there was a few fish. Now that's not what the echo sounder was used for. It was literally just for getting the depth right, and also with the way the bottom is, I didn't want the lead plugging into the bottom. But that being said, it did show up a few fish, so I am hopeful that something will happen. But again, it's not an easy water. It does go to sort of 26.5 foot depth, not ideal for this time of year. But that being said, you can just strike it lucky, and it's like anywhere, the right rig at the right time in the right place could snag you a bite. So that's what we're going for today. I've checked the signing book. There was a 14-pound mirror out I think last week. Other than that, it's been very, very quiet for a few weeks. Not really up to its usual winter form, but then it's whether the same amount of people have been fishing at that amount of time. But all we can do is wait and see what happens. But what I'll do is I'll sign off for now, and if anything happens, I'll keep you posted later. Well, that's just left me scratching my head. I've been receiving liners for the last couple of hours on the right hand rod. A lot of trout in here, so you kind of expect the odd sort of lift up and down of the bobbin to do sort of mess about with fluoro pop-ups and high-vis things. But after a couple of hours of that happening, I was just sorting a few bits and pieces out in the bivvy, and all of a sudden the left-hand rod just burst into action. As I got down, the rod tip was juddering left, and I lifted the rod and felt resistance for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then absolutely nothing. I'm assuming that it's probably more than likely been a trailing line. It hasn't been a trout, far too much of a screaming run to be a trout, different bite altogether, but just very, very peculiar. As I say, I brought the rig in, I've had a look at the hook point, and it's as sharp as it came out of the packet. No teeth marks around the rig, which is also a sign of trout usually there. Just very, very strange, but at least that's give a bit of hope that there are fish moving about. Hopefully it's not a fish with a trailing line, but still gets the heart bursting into life as we're out here, and it's just good to be out. So later on I'll go through those rigs as I promised, and I'll go through the baiting approach for this. Not much food, as you can see there. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Bait on top, Vital-Act liquid food. Well, good morning, campers. I don't know if you can see, but last night when I was putting the boat out, you had to lean right down to set the boat under the water. The water level's now practically up to the platform. The water is like chocolate brown. The amount of rain that fell last night was just criminal. I mean, I don't mind a bit of rain on the bivvy, but when it's relentless all night long, the noise is just horrendous. As you can see, there's just 2 rods left out. I had a take in the night, and again, I knew from the bite it was Mr. Old Trout. I had a trout of about £7. I got it into the margin there, and literally the rain was that heavy, or I would have put it on the video. I just literally slipped the hook and sent it on its way. But do you know what? It's been a nice session. I know that sounds strange because nothing's happened and the weather's been horrendous, but see, just to get out for a night and to be totally relaxed, absolutely brilliant. And again, it's testament to these RMX Fulcrum alarms, which have been put through their paces in the worst of weather. Again, folks, I'm terrible at doing this sort of thing, so I'm going to sign out now. Thanks for joining me on the session. Again, it's been a blank, but at least you've shared the journey with me over the last day or two. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and there is lots more coming, so stay tuned.